Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today I wanted to do a first impression / review of the new Touch of Gold at Bath & Body Works. Now I know that Bath & Body Works did a TikTok exclusive bundle of Touch of Gold, very similar to what they did of Ice Cream Float, and currently in my store they are doing a Touch of Gold preview section near the registers of the store, and they have the hand cream, the PocketBac, as well as the mini perfume spray for purchase. So those are the products that I use to sort of test out to get the first impression / review. I tried to find my best gold outfit. I don't own a lot of gold, but I'm hoping my hair gets me some gold points. But if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. We do all things Bath & Body Works, especially the body care. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's dive right on into the video. All right, you guys, I'm going to sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here. But as I mentioned, very similar to Sweetest Song, they were doing a mini preview near the register. That mini preview included the PocketBac or the hand sanitizer, the hand cream, as well as the mini perfume spray. So not the mini fine fragrance mist, but the mini perfume spray. I'll insert pictures while I'm talking about it so you'll get an idea of what it looks like. But everything came in gold packaging. It wasn't necessarily as bright of a gold as I was anticipating. I was almost anticipating like a honeyish yellow gold. It was a little bit darker than that, but the one thing to note is if you really do like the fragrance or you're really interested, but maybe you don't want full-size body care, the mini perfume sprays, so they look like a rollerball, but they're not. They are a true spray. They're actually on sale for $8 right now for the Touch of Gold fragrance. This is something that we saw with Sweetest Song as well. Usually these mini perfume sprays are anywhere from $14.95 to $16.95. They've been doing a good job staying at that $14.95 price point, but right now these are being priced at $8, and I really think that's just to kind of hype up the collection a little bit. But now we're going to dive right on into the fragrance itself, and this one combines 3 fragrance notes. It says it has orange blossom, tonka, as well as blackberry. So when I originally saw this fragrance, I was really interested in this because to me, I really enjoy Tonka Bean. Tonka is in Dahlia, which is a really nice fragrance that Bath & Body Works has put out before, and a lot of people love that one. I also really enjoy Blackberry and really anything to do with like black raspberry or like that deep berry fragrance. Bath & Body Works, if you're watching this, please bring back Black Raspberry Vanilla. And then Orange Blossom, I'm currently using the Jo Malone Orange Blossom in the hand and shower gel, and I actually really enjoy that fragrance. So I was really interested to see how a combination of all 3 of these would play out. Now, something important to note is that when I break down these fragrances, I'm going to be describing it in terms of what I'm smelling on myself. All of the perfumes and really all of the body care at Bath & Body Works might smell a little different person to person. This is just my experience, my first impressions, and my review based off what I was able to experience in the store. But let's dive into those scent notes a little bit more, starting with Orange Blossom. Now, one of the biggest things to note with Orange Blossom is that it's not an orange fragrance. I know when we hear pear blossom or orange blossom, sometimes we're like, ooh, there's going to be pear in it, or ooh, there's going to be orange in it. It's not an orange fragrance, it's orange blossom. So orange blossom, it's slightly sweet, it's floral, and it has a citrusy edge. So more like the orange tree, like blossoms on an orange tree, not like a really juicy orange. I'm trying to think back to the, I think it was a clementine fragrance. Oh, Calypso Clementine. Like that kind of fresh orange fragrance, which now that I'm thinking about it, Bath & Body Works needs to do an orange fragrance for the summertime. That would be a lot of fun. It's nowhere near that Calypso Clementine. That would be that true clementine, orangey, really citrusy. Orange Blossom is much more of that, almost like laundry detergent citrus, like the flower on the citrus tree, not the citrus itself. And that's definitely the case in this fragrance. As far as the scent, I sprayed it on my wrist, and I sprayed it in that mini perfume spray because technically that should be the product where it's most concentrated. And unfortunately, I just get a hint of it, barely anything, and really what it's doing, that orange blossom note is kind of transforming this scent in a direction that I'm not a huge fan of, but I want to go through all of the fragrance notes individually first and then kind of tell you how they kind of mingle amongst each other. So the next fragrance we have is Blackberry. Blackberry is supposedly juicy, rich, slightly tart, and a sweet fruit in a fragrance. It's supposed to have a burst of berry sweetness with a little bit of tang, and it largely adds dimension, richness, and sort of a lush fruitiness, usually used to balance creamy notes or notes like tonka bean or praline. Now, as far as the blackberry goes in this, It's a very, very soft blackberry. Sometimes with Bath & Body Works fragrances, they do a really good job at smelling like the exact berry that they're talking about. For example, sun-ripened raspberry truly smells like raspberry to me. All of the blueberry products they've done, they've truly smelled like blueberry. Strawberry soda, strawberry pound cake. They really do smell like strawberry. Now there's other fragrances where they might do juicy red berries like are in Vampire Blood, or they might do, I think they did dark strawberries or petrifying plum. Some of those are a little bit more difficult to pick up on, but I thought because this had a true blackberry fragrance in it and they didn't just say like juicy berries or ripe berries, I think it's like gilded blackberries or something like that, I thought I was going to be able to get a really punchy blackberry fragrance from this, and unfortunately, that's just not the case. It's very, very light. And that's really something that I'm going to talk about in literally a couple of seconds. This fragrance is extremely light. And as somebody who even sprayed it in that mini perfume spray to try and get some type of, deep, rich, oil-based something so that I should be able to smell it at its max capacity because it is that oil-based product, I was extremely disappointed with how light this came across. It just adds the subtlest of sweetness, but I digress. We'll keep moving. Tonka bean. Now, tonka bean, if you're unfamiliar, it's in Dahlia. I want to say it's in, is it in Into the Night? Maybe it's in Into the Night, but tonka bean is described as being warm, creamy, and slightly nutty with vanilla-like facets and subtle spice. So usually like an almond fragrance or maybe even cinnamon, but it really brings that decadence, that warmth, that almost like creaminess to a fragrance. I enjoy tonka bean in fragrances. I think it just adds a nice, really like vanilla nuttiness and creaminess. It makes the scent multi-dimensional. A lot of the Bath & Body Works scents that we have been getting, unfortunately, are very like static. They're not dynamic fragrances, so they do not have a lot of complexity. What you smell is what you get. It's not like it develops over time. That was something that I really enjoyed about the blueberry bundt cake of last year, and really the blueberry, was it the blueberry muffins or the blueberry pumpkin patch? There was a candle one year where you could literally smell the blueberry at the beginning and then it kind of transformed into this like blueberry muffin note, and then it had a spice note at the end. It was a really complex fragrance, and that was something I enjoyed. Similar experience with what I experienced with Velvet Sugar. Velvet Sugar, it starts off almost as like this slightly red velvet cake note, and then it kind of sweetens up towards the end. I feel like it's just a complex, sophisticated, dynamic fragrance, and that's something interesting. That's something I'm not seeing a bunch of other brands, drugstore or high-end doing, so those are the types of scents I go for. Another one that I really liked was Imperfect Beauty that they did for the Everyday Luxuries line. I'm pretty sure that one unfortunately got discontinued. I feel like I didn't see it at my store in case unless I just like walked completely past it. I like that fragrance. I think it's a little bit more sophisticated, not as sophisticated as the blueberry one I was describing to you, but it's much more of a, okay, this is kind of, it has like a pear note to it, but then it has the rhubarb. It's just a bunch of interesting notes that really work well together. All of that to say that I thought Touch of Gold was going to be a really pretty, very slightly floral gourmand, which is kind of an interesting scent story for the fall as a whole. Usually when we think of fall, we're thinking of really warm pumpkin and apple fragrances. Obviously this year was like the year of coffee fragrances, but Touch of Gold, to me, it smells like this. Touch of Gold smells like a dryer sheet to me. It smells like a berry dryer sheet. The berry is so light in it, but you can just get a teeny tiny hint. I literally sprayed it maybe an hour, 45 minutes ago. You probably could not tell I have fragrance on, if I'm being honest. Usually if I'm wearing like a Bath & Body Works fragrance and it's on my wrist, if I put my hand like on my lap, I can still smell the fragrance. It has pretty good throw to it. I can't smell this at all. I almost have to like press my nose into my skin to actually get this one to smell like anything, which is shocking, especially because I purposely use the mini perfume spray, which is supposed to have that oil, that higher perfume concentration, so it should smell more and be more impactful, and not impactful, more punchy. It should be stronger. It should be stronger in a product like a perfume or a mini perfume spray, and I literally can't smell anything. It smells like a very light dryer sheet, clean laundry, if anything. I'm really not picking up on any of those notes. I'm not sure if I just picked up a bad one or what is going on, but you guys, I was extremely disappointed with this fragrance. I thought this was going to be really pretty, something unique, but to me, the very little that I can smell, it's like every other generic, slightly floral, slightly berry type of fragrance that we're seeing time and time and time again. Now, I did also pick up the new Milk Bar, the vanilla, what is it, birthday cake? Milk Bar birthday cake, I believe, in the body wash. So I will be doing a review on that later, and that one I have very positive things to say about. So if you are seeing me for the first time, I really try not to be extremely negative, but I want to be honest with you guys, as this is your hard-earned money and I don't want you to spend it on something that maybe you thought was going to be completely different, or if you can't get to the store and you are going to pay shipping and you're going to go through that whole entire process. Honesty is my number one quality on my channel. So unfortunately, this one was just a miss for me. Hopefully it works out for other people. Hopefully I just happen to smell a really bad batch. I feel like this is what happened with the is it pumpkin, glazed pumpkin earlier. Like earlier when I first came out at my store, I smelled it and didn't like it. And then later when it came out, I actually did end up liking it. So I don't know if this was just kind of a fluke batch that I got in that initial round of product they were putting out. But to me, it's just a very light dryer sheet and I really can't justify spending anything on it because I can't smell anything. And it's really only been 45 minutes to an hour. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Let me know if this is something you're experiencing. Let me know if you feel like you're going to order the product or maybe you think it's a fluke. As always, I try to respond to all of the comments in a timely manner, but I do respond to everything when I get a chance. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys!